Hey, good afternoon, Facebook family. How are you? This is Rolita Nova, your Thrive Coach, coming to you with a live video. I am your Thrive Coach, and I live in Toledo, Ohio. I'm from the Midwest, and you know, Midwestern people have an interesting reputation. Well, it is Making It Happen Monday. That's what I call it, Making It Happen Monday. Hopefully, you're making it happen in your world today, every day, but making it happen Monday. Instead of having a bluesy kind of attitude about Monday, I like Mondays in general. I'm happy about Monday because I've had the weekend to rest. That's the way I used to be when I used to work a regular job. Now I work from home. Yep. So I'm coming to you live from my little office in my dining room. And this is where I do my live videos. Hey, Rabia. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Let me know where you're watching from. I'm going to try to keep track of people today. I'm on my laptop, which is a little different. So today I woke up, and this is the thing that came to me. Well, I was in the garden yesterday, so some of you might have seen my live broadcast from my community gardener, and every Sunday from 4 to 6, I go and I work in the community garden. Hey, Claricia, thanks for watching. Let people know where you're jumping on from. And so this morning, this is the thought that woke me up this morning. And you're going to think, it's a little unusual. But I started thinking about seeds. Well, first I was thinking about grapes, and then I started thinking about seeds. And I'm always talking about mindset. And I started thinking about the fact that sometimes we believe seeds have there's good and bad seeds. And I think seeds all start out with the same purpose, which is to thrive. And I started thinking about the fact that, in a garden, we're always worried about or concerned about plucking weeds, what we perceive as weeds. So when you hear the word weeds, you're going to automatically think bad. Weeds are bad. But it's interesting that yesterday, a friend of mine who also gardens sent me a text message and reminded me that weeds can also be eaten. And I started to think about, okay, well, I don't really know which weeds can be eaten except outside of dandelion leaves, because dandelion leaves can be eaten. So that made me start to think about mindset and how we feel about seeds, the seeds that are planted, the seeds that we plant, the seeds that we allow the media to plant, the seeds that affect us when we're out here trying to do whatever we're trying to do. Seeds affect everything, and I thought about that. So let me share with you my thoughts on this today. So when I was thinking about seeds, the first thing that I thought about was grapes and watermelons, particularly grapes. When's the last time you found grapes with seeds in them? When's the last time you found grapes with seeds in them? Now let's understand that nature has a design. Nature creates things according to the design that's in alignment with the planet. So grapes were designed to have seeds. So was watermelons and just about everything else. And the purpose of that was so that they could be planted again. So everything has a seed until we got involved a little bit. I'm going to leave that there. So I started thinking about, okay, our children grew up learning how to maneuver around seeds. I don't remember not eating grapes when I was a kid because they had seeds in them. I don't remember not eating watermelon because they had seeds in them. I don't remember any of that. So I started thinking about seeds and mindset and how we believe seeds work and the whole process, and that there are mental seeds, there are spiritual seeds, there's physical seeds, and there's emotional seeds. And as an entrepreneur, guess what? You have the pleasure and the privilege of working on all those seeds. The seeds that you planted mentally and that were planted in your mind mentally about work and business, and the seeds that were planted emotionally about work and business and life and relationships, the seeds that are planted physically about how you eat and how we survive, the spiritual seeds that were planted, what we believe spirit wants for us and how spirit functions in our lives. All of those things, those seeds come to fruition, and you get to have the pleasure and the privilege of working with them when you decide to do something different or become an entrepreneur or a business person. If you decide One day you want to have a business, a home-based business or a brick and mortar business. You get to deal with those seeds. And you know what? The interesting thing is, I didn't know what seeds had been planted until I got into this process. So before, when I had a job, I didn't know about mindset and just a host of different things that as an employee, I didn't really have to think about or consider. But as an entrepreneur and a business person, as a Thrive coach, I get to acknowledge those seeds that have been planted and support individuals in figuring out how to deal with those seeds. And you know what? You may call it a weed, but it might not be a weed. A weed is just a plant trying to thrive. And a weed is a plant that's trying to thrive in the same environment that you plant a seed. And the soil is fertile. So you have this fertile soil that is your mind, that's your intentions, that you go out here and there's seeds planted. And sometimes the wind blows seeds into the dirt and they grow. And they're just trying to flourish. But what you realize is, and sometimes we get very caught up in, what gets to live and what doesn't. But in the process of pulling weeds, aren't you killing them? But weeds sometimes have deeper roots than the seeds you plant. And so they come back. So until you can get them all rooted out, they'll continue to come back. And that's a process. Whether it's a mental seed, whether it's an emotional seed, whether it's a spiritual seed, or whether it's a physical seed. Until you get it rooted all the way out, it'll continue to come back. And the reason why mindset and working on your mindset is an ongoing process is because all the seeds of your life were planted before really you were 7 years old. So there's a lot of things that have been planted into your experience, your spirit, that you don't even remember. So that's why that mindset process of working every day to release those seeds, those weeds, to pull them up, to shore up the plant, put more dirt over, loosen the dirt around the plant. I mean, there's a whole process to growing that you apply to your business. Nature teaches us so many things about life. The majority of our knowledge and wisdom came from our ancestors who learned from nature. So the same rules still apply whether we think it applies or not. We're starting to see the effects of how we do things. The fact that grapes don't have seeds. At the time, it seemed like a great idea, but it's not such a great idea now. We're starting to see that a little bit more as we engage with nature, because nature's not going away. Nature's always here. So, which brings me to the other topic. This process of growing a business or becoming an entrepreneur or having a better relationship or just wanting to thrive in where you are right now is a process that means that you're going to have to start to look at some things, and maybe some things that worked for you in the past don't work for you now. As you grow older and this world changes, the world is changing, and it's changing faster and faster every day. You get to look at and assess, okay, is this supportive to me or is this not supportive to me? Is this to my highest and best good or is it not? Is this supporting me in my business? How am I doing with this entrepreneurial thing? So, which brings me around to the other part when I talk about the garden. Yesterday, if you saw me in the garden, we have marigolds, and in the front of our garden, we have a lot of flowers, beautiful, beautiful flowers. And those flowers are there for a reason, to attract insects that will support our garden in growing. Insects that will support our garden in growing and producing and attracting butterflies and things to help us pollinate. So that's the part of marketing that I like, that I'm learning more and more about, that I'm sharing more and more about, is attraction marketing. It's a new way of marketing. It's a new way of doing things. Just keep getting the message. Am I frozen? I hope not. I hope I'm doing okay. So anyway, those flowers attract bees and butterflies and all kind of animals that pollinate the garden, that help the flowers grow. And what I learned about plants, especially vegetables, is that plants all have flowers. Like the squash have flowers, the okra has flowers, the tomatoes have flowers. They have flowers, and from those flowers, they are pollinated by bees and butterflies, and moths and whatever else, and that helps our garden grow. Which brings me to bees. Now, most people think of bees as a negative thing, and they're fearful of bees, but we need bees because, you know, they've said that if the bees disappear from the planet, we're going to disappear. So just I want you to think about this whole process of having a business or a relationship or just the process to thrive. There's so many components to it, and you get to look at it in a different way by thinking about seeds. The next time you pick up a grape and you eat it and it doesn't have a seed, if you're old enough to remember when grapes have seeds, don't you just wonder where the seeds went? And you wonder how children survived, even though, because I ate grapes as a kid. So as you go out here and you try this process of marketing or whatever you're doing, if you're following my Thrive Talks and you're an entrepreneur and a marketer, think about seeds. What kind of seeds are you planting? How are you managing your seeds? There is no such thing as a good or bad seed. It's just a seed. Even a weed is a plant. And for somebody else, a weed might be a plant that's good. It's just a matter of perspective. So I'm Relita Nova, your Thrive Coach. I come to you live every Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. with a little Thrive Talk. I hope this Thrive Talk today was of benefit and made sense to you. If it did, please share it out. If it didn't, please share it out because maybe the message was not intended for you, it was intended for someone else. I appreciate you. I love you. I hope you're making it happen Monday. I hope you're making it happen every day. And I am Relita Nova, your Thrive Coach. And I always end my videos the same way. And that is, I thrive, you thrive, we thrive, Earth thrives. Peace and blessings to you. Have an awesome and amazing day. I will see you back here tomorrow.